In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Korean romance and drama film called 20th Century Girl. The story is set in 1999 and revolves around a high school student named Bora. Her best friend, Yeon-do, is about to leave for the US for her heart surgery, but she abruptly declares that she can't leave because she has fallen in love with a boy named Baek Hyun-jin from their school. Bora eventually convinces Yeon-do to leave by promising to find out everything about Hyun-jin, and she will keep her updated through email. However, Bora becomes entangled in her own love story with Hyun-jin's close friend, Woon-ho. Yeon-do has fallen in love with someone, and she tells Bora that she saw him at her mother's shop. He was wearing a school jacket that had the name Baek Hyun-jin on it. She is certain that he is from their school and decides not to travel to the US in order to meet him again. Bora promises her to find out who the guy is so that Yeon-do can get to know more about him and convinces her to leave. At school, Bora begins to track Hyun-jin. She observes his every move and reports it to Yeon-do via email. Gradually, everyone starts to believe that she has feelings for him. One day, she overhears that he and his friend Woon-ho will join the broadcasting club at school, so in order to learn more about him, she decides to audition for it as well. However, after witnessing her incredible performance, Hyun-jin decides to withdraw from the audition. As a result, she and Woon-ho get selected for the club. But she does not give up hope and decides to approach Woon-ho in order to get some information regarding Hyun-jin. Later that night, she tries to track down Hyun-jin's number, and after multiple attempts, she finally dials the right number. But the receiver figures out her identity and calls out her name. This makes her hang up the call and run away. The next day, it is revealed that the receiver was actually Woon-ho, and like everyone else, he also supposes that she is interested in Hyun-jin. Later, Hyun-jin ends up getting involved in a fight. But Bora jumps in to save him for Yeon-do's sake, and Yoon gets injured. This whole situation makes Hyun-jin think that Bora is definitely into him. The next day, he takes her out and asks her to date him. This comes as a complete surprise to her, but because he is her best friend's guy, she decides not to betray Yeon-do and rejects him right away. Meanwhile, Bora realizes that she has fallen in love with Woon-ho, and it is revealed that he has feelings for her as well. They gradually get along with each other, and Woon-ho even takes her to his old house where he used to live. The two spend quality time together, and when they get back, they share a lovely moment and decide to meet again. The next day, Yeon-do returns back to Korea after her successful heart surgery, and the girls are finally reunited. But Bora's happiness quickly fades away as they realize that Yeon-do had the guys mixed up, and the real Hyun-jin, whom she loves, is actually Woon-ho. Oh, no. This confusion is caused by Woon-ho wearing Hyun-jin's school jacket the day he met Yeon-do for the first time. This throws Bora completely off guard, and she decides to hide her love for Woon-ho out of loyalty to her best friend and due to concerns for Yeon-do's health. She starts to avoid Woon-ho in hopes that their blossoming relationship will end, and even sends Yeon-do in her place to meet him on purpose. However, her tactics do not last long, and Woon-ho manages to meet her at night. He confesses his feelings to her, but she holds back and denies her interest in him in deference to her friendship. Disheartened, Woon-ho heads back with a letter that he was supposed to give her. In that letter, he mentioned that he had liked her for a really long time, and that he's going to New Zealand to see his mother and younger brother, but promised to return. He drops the letter on the ground and heads back home. A few days later, the girls visit the amusement park alongside Woon-ho and Hyun-jin, and eventually, through Hyun-jin, Yeon-do learns that Bora and Woon-ho like each other. When they head back, Yeon-do loses her control and confronts Bora about this, whereas Bora claims that she didn't tell her anything because she didn't want to lose Yeon-do as her friend. The girls get emotional, and Yeon-do admits that she is willing to give up on Woon-ho for the sake of their friendship. Meanwhile, Woon-ho is preparing to return to New Zealand to resume his life with his mother and younger brother. He tries to contact Bora to say his final goodbyes, but unfortunately, Bora's brother gets sick and is rushed to the hospital. She stayed the whole night at the hospital and didn't notice Woon-ho's calls. On the day of his departure, Yeon-do decides to help the two of them and tells Bora to meet Woon-ho and confess her feelings to him. Surprised yet excited, Bora heads to the train station with Hyun-jin and finally gets to meet her lover. The two admit their feelings for one another. After an emotional confession, it's time to say goodbye. Woon-ho promises to return, and with that, the two part ways. However, the couple keeps in touch via email, but suddenly he stops responding to her emails and never contacts her again. This makes her upset and angry, so she tries to get over him. Time passes by as Bora attends university and gets mature. After several years of pining, she finally decides to give up on him, but one day she receives a package by post that includes Woon-ho's movie and a ticket to an art exhibition from someone named Joseph. Later, she goes to the exhibition to meet Joseph, and it turns out that he is none other than Woon-ho's younger brother. From him, she learns that Woon-ho died all those years ago, and that's why he suddenly stopped responding to her. Joseph thanks Bora for still remembering Woon-ho and tells her that the happiest moments in Woon-ho's short life were the ones that he spent with her. She lets go of her anger after hearing about his death. Later, she watches the video made by Woon-ho and remembers the golden time they spent together. It appears that she has moved on with her life, but in reality, she hasn't really moved on as she is still stuck in the beautiful memories of the 20th century. And with that, our recap comes to an end. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.